Hey everyone, and welcome back for episode 26 of He Said, She Said. I'm your host, Eric.
And I'm Ciara.
And this week, we're talking about a topic suggested by a friend from Vegas, Mark. Mark is a mutual friend that I met through two friends I grew up with in Virginia, Kevin and Sean, who eventually ended up in Vegas. So while I've been out in Vegas for work, I've been fortunate enough to catch up with them and meet Mark. And at our last card night, I had asked them to shoot off some topics, and this was one of them, which is kind of online dating versus, I guess, in-person dating.
Yeah. This will be fun.
Yeah. So we want to give a shout out real quick to Earthly. This week's product is the Feel Better Fast. Cold weather is coming along with colds, flus. I'm pretty sure both my parents are caught something. They're both not feeling too well. So the Feel Better Fast is an all-natural remedy to help with coughs, sniffles, upset tummies. The remedy contains echinacea root, fennel seed, elderflower, cinnamon, astragalus root, and filtered water. It's a great product. We give it to Alaric every day, and he has been very healthy. We are both very fortunate that he has been healthy. So to find this product and others like it, click the link in our Instagram bio.
Okay, before we get started on today's topic, we just wanted to give a little life update because we've been gone for a couple weeks now, few weeks, and a lot has happened. So recently I said, when are we just going to have just a normal, calm life?
Ever.
Our life is so chaotic and just constantly changing. And honestly, at this point, I'm super over it. Ready for a break. We need to catch a break. But
yeah, and I don't know if we're going to catch a break, but we'll have a little bit of a break with this traveling we have coming up.
Yeah. So I know we'd mentioned in the past that we were going to get an RV and we were going to travel around with Eric. And then we actually found out that his job approved us to get Airbnbs. So we were going to not get the RV, save money, and
just hop around from project to project and stay in the Airbnb for, the 2 to 3 months that it takes for the project.
Yep. And then we were all set for that, super excited.
Yep.
We knew that we were going to start traveling with Eric in January because we had the companion flight pass. So we weren't really going to have to start driving until March. But as our life always does, it flipped a new switch on us. So Eric found out, a week ago?
Yeah, it was
ago?
I guess it was 2 weeks ago now. And pretty much the senior PM talked to me and was like, yeah, just catching up. And because, my goal is to obviously become an STI employee. That way, we have salary, vice hourly, and,
insurance,
benefits.
All that.
Yeah. But he pretty much said, hey, look, I know this isn't the conversation we want to be having, but the company hasn't been able to, acquire any new clients lately. We're still waiting for some clients to sign contracts. Yep. So I don't know when or if we're going to be getting any more work in. And, he pretty much just said, I'm going to keep you on the bench. I'm not going to, tell you to turn in your laptop and hit high road, but...
Because they want to hire you on. They talked to you about that. They said as soon as they have another contract signed, you're definitely going to be the first one out there. And then they're actually going to get you, hopefully, another one that's in the same role as you. So you have two out at each project.
Yep.
Yeah. So that happened. So as of next week, Eric doesn't have a job per se.
Yeah. Like I said, I still have the company laptop. I still have access to everything, but they don't have any projects to send me to. So it's super unfortunate. And it's I've been looking around for other work here and there. I've reached out to, friends and contacts that I have back on the East Coast.
Yep.
Because I just don't know if I want to wait, or how long I can afford to wait to sit on my butt and not work.
Well, and the good thing is, like you said, we do have all these upcoming trips that we're going on.
Right.
And so that'll kind of buy us some time. And then a lot of the people that you've talked to in Virginia, they say, come January, they could have an opening or
they've got openings now even.
Yeah.
It just...
But
we've got so much stuff going on.
Yeah, but even the company that you work for right now, they are hoping to have the contract signed by the new year.
Yep.
So we're just kind of stagnant right now. Kind of a lot going on, a lot of stress for us.
Yeah, it's
happens
been a whirlwind because we were so excited to start, traveling together and get ready to
finally,
get on the road,
having our own,
be in our own routine.
Yeah,
right.
And be on our own.
I'll tell you what, it's these last 2 or 3 weeks, it's just really torn me, being away from Ciara and Alaric. So
yeah, because we were with you for 2 weeks, and that was so nice.
Yep. Oh yeah, that was great.
Yeah, even though we only saw it, like Alaric only saw you for probably like an hour and a half, 2 hours at night. Still, like that was so much better.
Yep.
And I know we stayed in an Airbnb, and like a couple of them were kind of crazy. Like the first one was like not the greatest, but it's like it still was just nice, just being us three.
Yeah.
And then obviously we were going to bring River with us when we traveled full time, and so yeah, we just kind of got the brakes put on us. So that was really hard.
And the motorcycle.
Oh my gosh, yes. So the first day we were in Vegas, right?
Yeah.
Your motor, like...
My brother and parents were taking care of a sale for me.
Yeah, you were trying to sell your motorcycle.
Yep, I was trying to sell my motorcycle. I'm never home enough to ride it. And, we were going to use the cash to pay off some of our debts. And Aaron, the guy pretty much handed Aaron an envelope full of cash. He drove off before anything could even happen, and it was all fake.
Yep. And he had the title. And then so your parents call the police. Long story short... Okay, it's 3 weeks later. Your mom and I did all the legwork for this detective. Like, we found where he lived. We found his name. We found out where he worked, supposedly. We found out all this information. And the detective was like, wow, you guys have done more than I have. Like, yeah, no shit. So, long story short, the story just keeps getting deeper and deeper, right?
Yeah.
So he stole the bike, drives it off, wrecks into another car.
Yep.
And
as he stole it, pretty much.
Yes, it wasn't far from our house.
Right.
So he didn't know how to handle the bike. It's a fast bike. He doesn't know how to. He clearly didn't know how to handle it. So he hit another car, and then he got in the car that drove him here, and they drove away. So he had a hit and run.
Yep.
And supposedly this is the third bike he's stolen.
Yeah.
And he's had it dismissed 2 times. So the problem was, we are in Fort Bend County, and when we made the police report, that cop didn't enter the bike stolen until the end of his shift at 10 p.m. when it was actually stolen at 7 p.m. And because they found the bike like at 7:20, like literally 20 minutes after he took it.
Yeah.
And after we had already called the cops. So if he would have reported it stolen, because Harris County picked it up. And I just want to explain, like, Katy is the most jacked up city I've ever seen in my life. So like my friend tried to look up what the population was of Katy, and I think it says like 16,000 or something.
Yes, 21,000 maybe.
And so when we moved here, I had never came to Katy. I'd never moved here, and I was like, wow, okay, that's not bad. I Googled it.
Yep.
Because I knew I was coming here blind.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, that's like my hometown. That'll be perfect. Oh my gosh, what a rude awakening. It's all combined.
It is.
With
So Katy is Fulshear, Fort Bend, and Harris County. And Harris County is the 3rd most populous county in the entire United States.
Yeah, and we're right on the borderline of that. So, like I said, we're Fort Bend, but literally the other side of Firethorn, our neighborhood, is Harris County.
Yeah, and so Harris, what is it? What'd you say?
We're Fort Bend.
Fort Bend, 21,000 people. Yeah. Harris County, I don't know if it's 2.5 million or 3.5 million.
Yeah, like, it's unreal.
What a swing.
Yeah, so they really like to say like, oh yeah, there's not that many here in Katy. Bullshit. But so anyways, the problem was the bike was picked up in Harris County, which... Again, we just explained that's all of Houston. Yeah. It's massive. The court system, I'm sure, is a joke, which we've noticed.
Mm-hmm.
But so they had the bike in their possession for over 3 weeks.
Yeah, and y'all just got a letter saying, the bike is here.
Yeah, so we got a certified letter that we didn't even sign for. So Aaron and I thought it was bogus. But I was like, let me just open it just to make sure. Because it said Harris County Prosecutor's Office or something. So I was like, that just seems weird. So I opened it. Sure enough, they had the bike in a storage unit. They had it there that night.
Yeah.
And if the Harris County would have done their job and handed it back over to Fort Bend County Detective, then we wouldn't have had all of this mess. So we had to pay over $800 to get it out because of the towing fee, because of the storage fee per day, the freaking just maintenance fee or whatever they called it.
So yeah, it was the towing fee, and then you have your storage fee and your service fee every day at the storage place. And that's a joke. It's
my gosh.
It's outside storage, and they charge $25 a day plus their service fee.
And get this, it's just for Harris County police station.
Yeah, like an impound.
Yeah. So they knew they had it. And get this too. The letter said if we didn't pick it up within 20 days from that letter date, they were just going to cease it. Like they were never giving it back.
Yeah.
And multiple times when your parents were there, the guy said, if you guys don't want it, I know a guy that'll take it. So I guarantee that they were just saving it and they wanted to take it. And then he also said, oh, I don't have the key. 2 hours later, when your dad came back to like finalize things, he miraculously found the key. And it's just been a super cluster.
Sketchy. Yep.
Yeah. So all of that's been going on. And yeah. So, and I've been like when things like this happen, like too much, I just shut down. Like I go into shutdown mode. I don't communicate with like anybody about it. Like, especially when I have to sit there and tell the story over and over and over.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, and it's such a long story. Like, I feel like we barely brushed the surface of your job thing.
Oh, yeah.
We barely brushed the surface of the motorcycle thing. And I was talking for, 10 minutes just now?
Not even.
Okay, well, whatever. But it's like, I just get so tired of repeating myself.
Yeah.
And so I used when stuff like this would happen in the past, like I would feel like a bad friend if I didn't sit there and explain to people why I'm super overwhelmed and why I just need to like hibernate for a little bit.
Right.
But I realize now it's like I'm not a bad friend for like not expressing what's going on and like explaining it over and over because it's my issue.
Yeah.
Like it's my problem that I'm dealing with and I'm not doing it on purpose. It's just like that's just how I process things. So sorry to everyone that I'm not ignoring and like going into shutdown mode. There's just way too much going on and all of this travel coming up. There's just so much going on. But yeah, so I'm just I feel bad because I am ignoring a lot of people because they're like, what's going on? What are you talking about? And I'm just like, I don't reply. But that's not me trying to like be a bad friend or whatever. But I'll be there for them when they need it.
Right.
That's totally different. But like, let me handle what's going on with me in my own way. I'm not doing it on purpose. So
yeah. So I mean, and that being said, we do have a lot of travel coming up. We're going to be gone for 8 to 10 days starting next week, and then we'll be home for 5 or 6 days, and then we're going to be gone for another 8 to 10 days.
Probably more than that because we're going to be gone.
Oh shoot! Yep, we're going from Florida to Indiana, and then from Indiana back to Texas. Yeah, so.
Yeah.
I don't know when we're going to get another episode out after this one.
Unless we pre-record.
Yeah, I'm hoping we can get a few in.
And that's why I say that I should drive to Indiana so you can do all of this stuff.
Yeah.
So for Thanksgiving, we're driving to Indiana.
Yep.
We're waiting until Monday, like next Monday after Lark has therapy.
Yep.
Then again, I've got that going on, so
yeah.
I just have a lot going on. But so we're going to leave next Monday to head to Indiana after his therapy appointment, and then we're going to head back here, I think, that Wednesday after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, at the latest.
Yeah, and then we'll be back for a few days, and then we have to drive to Florida. We're going to be there for a week, and then from Florida, we're driving back to Indiana. We're going to be there for a few days, and then we're driving back from Indiana to here for Christmas.
We should just bring the podcast equipment with us.
I've thought about it. That'd be so fun.
It would.
Because then Eric and Amber could do it.
I know.
Yeah.
We'll have to see. Maybe we can.
Yeah, we'll ask them.
Okay, so jumping into the episode. Clearly there's a lot going on with us, but, just a little update for us.
Yeah, and, nothing new. Just always changing for us.
Yeah. So getting into the topic, online dating, what do you think about it?
I mean, I think it's perfectly fine if that's how you want to meet, your person.
Okay.
But I'm too weird for it.
You're too weird for it?
Yeah. Like, I just get nervous. I don't know why. I just get nervous about it.
To each their own, but...
Well, I wasn't on any online dating when I met you.
Yeah.
And I had been single for 3 years. So, like I said, I just feel like I'm too weird for it. So, I think I actually tried it. It was just fun, like swiping. Mm-hmm. But I never met anybody. Like, if I would match with somebody or whatever, however that went.
Yeah.
And especially Bumble. That was so bad because Bumble, the girl has to reach out first. And I never knew what to say. I'm like, what do I say? And you have like 24 hours to do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was just rough. But yeah, I had it for a little bit.
Okay.
Thought it was fun just to swipe. And then I never did anything with it.
So like you never actually met up with anybody through any of them? Okay.
No.
Do you know any friends that like have used it?
Actually, no.
Okay. I wasn't sure if there were any success stories you knew about.
Oh, yes. Actually, I do. I do have one friend.
Who?
Yeah. So they were actually my roommates.
Okay.
Yeah, my friend Matt and Morgan. So I started out living with them in Virginia Beach, and then they actually bought a house in Portsmouth, and so then I moved in with them too. But yeah, they met on Tinder.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was cool.
Yeah, and they're together. They've got 2 kids.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I think they've been together I met them in 2017.
Yeah, 5 years.
Yeah, wow. Now then they've been married for 5 years. Because I went to their wedding in New Orleans. That was so fun. So I met Morgan. She actually worked with me.
Uh-huh.
And then I met her right before I enlisted.
Okay.
And then, they were just a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And then when I got out, they were getting married, and they invited me to their wedding. And then after their wedding, I was like, yeah, I want to move back to Virginia. So they had a spare room, and that was cool. So
nice.
Yeah.
Do you know like any crazy stories at all or anything? Any weirdos?
Like murder stories.
Yeah, all right. I'm sure there are some out there.
Yeah, I'm sure. Actually, maybe did my other roommate, Amanda, was she on Bumble or something? Because remember when we first met, she met that one guy.
Oh, yeah.
And they dated for like a few weeks. He was over at the house once when you were there.
Uh-huh.
But I think they met on a dating site. I can't remember.
Okay.
Yeah. But no, I always knew, like, for me, that I was going to want to just meet somebody. I hate the word organically.
No, that's a good word.
Yeah. Just.
I like that better than in person.
Yeah. Because, I mean, that's how we met. It just happened.
Yeah.
So, all right, babe, what about you? What do you think about online dating?
So, I've used all the dating apps before. I'm not a very outgoing person.
Which is.
At least sober, anyways.
Lies. Depending on who you're around.
Yeah, I mean, if I don't know the people, if I've never really met them before, first time meeting people, I'm usually pretty to myself.
You're still kind of like that, even with my family.
Yeah. But yeah, so I've resorted to online dating apps before. I've used all the standard ones.
You said resorted? Like you had no other option.
I didn't have any other options. So I've used Tinder, Bumble, Hinge,
you
those
had
like
Hinge?
that. I had Hinge, yeah.
Oh, gosh.
And I think I had like 3 dates from them.
3 from which ones?
I don't remember. I think 1 was from Tinder and maybe 2 were from Hinge.
Wow, Hinge? Dang.
I think.
Oh, wow.
I'm not 100% sure. But it was, I mean, obviously nothing ever came of them.
Damn right.
One person was like an hour and a half away, and we went on one date and it was just boring. Neither of us could like hold the conversation with each other. But you
didn't like figure that out before? Like, don't you have conversation? Like texting and stuff?
Yeah.
And you were fine texting?
Yeah. But I think one of the big problems is it's like you have that conversation before and you knock out all the basics, and then when you go meet the person, it's like
if there's not already something there.
Yeah.
Then, yeah.
So I think that's kind of tough. But I do think that dating apps are convenient because with the dating app, you already know the person's interested in you.
Yeah, true. So, and guess what? Your brother, Ryan, and Alice met on Bumble.
Yep. Yeah. But yeah, so like that one definitely didn't work. One was like 30 to 45 minutes away. This was the one.
Wait, so can't you like put your mileage range, like how far you're willing?
Yeah, but
what did you open that up to? Just the whole continental U.S.?
No, but like she worked in Norfolk.
Oh.
She lived on the peninsula, but she worked in Norfolk. She was at least normal, right? But
was that the one that was that the one that you were like half dating when you met me?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep. I wouldn't say dating. I mean, we went out a few times, but
well, she told Megan that she really liked you, right?
No, that was the other girl.
Oh, see, look at you, player.
It was never at the same time.
I know, but still.
Okay,
all these
and
girls.
Then the other girl that I just mentioned was a little on the
cuckoo side.
Yeah, she was the one that did the drugs, offered me acid and ecstasy. Oh yeah.
She didn't want to mention that on her Bumble profile.
No. Yeah, so that one was off the deep end.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, so I mean, my experiences on dating apps have been poor, to say the least. But yeah, it's like I was very fortunate to meet Ciara organically, like she says. I don't have anything against dating apps, online dating.
So if you hadn't met me, what would you have stayed on the dating apps? Like, were they?
Yeah.
You felt like they were working okay?
No.
Oh. Oh my gosh.
But I don't have confidence like some of my other friends have.
Which is unreal because everyone like says you're so cute and you're so sweet and you have like kind eyes and you're funny. You are funny and you're super flirty. Like when you're even if you're not drinking, if you're like comfortable with people, like you're super flirty. So I just like don't get it. But we had like when we met, we were drinking.
Yeah.
But like it was different because we just like it wasn't weird. Like immediately.
It wasn't weird because all of our friends were like, "Hey, go talk to her.
Yeah.
Hey, you should go talk to him."
Yeah, but I mean like our first like real date. Like I feel like we had good conversation. I was nervous, don't get me wrong. Pretty sure I took like 2 shots and drank a little bit of wine before you came and picked me up, but it's like it wasn't weird. Mm-hmm. Like I didn't feel uncomfortable and I wasn't so nervous like once we finally got the date going.
Yeah. So you talk about you would prefer meeting people organically, right?
Yeah.
So talk about how that worked for you, or like, you know, what would you consider as organic?
Friends through friends.
Friends through friends?
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like this is kind of a funny subject for us to talk about. Like we're talking about ex relationships here, but
put it all out on the table.
Yeah, whatever. We've been married for over 2 years. We're good.
Yeah.
But so like as we all know, I used to party a lot. So
party with the AOs.
Yeah, all the military, Navy people, and so you meet a lot of people like that. And Matt, he was in SEAL training, and then I don't really know what happened, but so he had a lot of Navy SEAL friends, and they are a lot of fun. So I met a lot of people like that, and again,
I mean, you guys went out like every night, weekend. Every weekend.
Well, yeah, every night. I mean, not every night. Like we would drink at home and stuff, but like every Friday, Saturday, we were out at the bar.
Yeah.
So yeah, I met a lot of people like through my friends, or I never even cared, honestly, meeting people at the bar, just because I feel like guys are kind of like cocky dicks sometimes, and like girls don't like that. Like
okay, see, so you say that right now. So
yes, me at least.
How should I take that if I was single trying to pick somebody up at the bar? No, you're going to think I'm a cocky dick.
No, because you're never like that. You're never like that. Like if you were sweet in yourself, I guarantee you would have been snatched up before you met me. I'm glad that you weren't. I'm glad that you're so nervous that you couldn't. But yeah, I just like I said, I just feel like a lot of guys at the bars are just cocky assholes. So unless like you were a friend of a friend and I actually got to see like your real personality at like a house party or something,
right? Then
I didn't care.
Yeah, so I feel like I'm just too shy, right? I don't think I could mingle with people if I didn't know them, and I feel like online dating was just easier. Now, I will say, like, if I hadn't met you when I did, I feel like the best way for me to meet somebody organically probably would have been through backyard sports.
I knew it. I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah.
And I was kind of thinking the same thing. Like, if you hadn't met me through the party that we went to, then you would have met someone through backyard sports or through, like, sand soccer.
Probably not sand soccer. Sand soccer is only 2 or 3 days long.
Well,
once a year.
Yeah, but anything can happen.
Yeah. But yeah, because backyard sports, it's usually the same people playing in different leagues all throughout the year. That probably would have been my best chance to meet somebody organically.
There was one girl that she was all interested. Who?
The dodgeball girl? I'm trying to remember.
Well, there was actually 2.
2?
Yeah.
And
2.
I didn't know about him?
No, you knew about him.
Huh. Yeah. Well, again, I can't go up to some random and drop a pickup line or even introduce myself.
So thankfully, I guess, because when, I know we've mentioned it a bunch, but like I was late to the Beer Olympics and like you were already chilling and you had already probably had a few drinks, but Janice like introduced everybody. So you didn't have to come up and like fumble your words. Yeah,
go ahead and like, tell everybody how I would fumble my words.
Hey, my name's Thursday. What are you doing on Eric? I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Or thanks. I had a great time. Yeah, happy birthday.
Yeah. We make those jokes all the time because that's some shit that I would do.
Yeah. Or enjoy your meal. Thank you. You too. Like.
Oh, yep. Yeah. So, like I said, organically, it's great because it's instantaneous. But for me, it's just tough. Again, online dating, you know that they're already interested in you. You can build some sort of connection, get some talking going, but then you've got to be able to carry that conversation when you finally meet them in person.
Maybe that was the problem. Like, that's what I was worried about. Like, it's just weird, like, texting somebody that you don't know. And I hate small talk.
Yeah.
Like, hate it. So maybe that was it. Because I'm just like, no, I really don't care if you know what my favorite color is. Like, we're in our mid-20s. I don't think it matters.
I mean, yeah, I guess. So we've talked about, the little tidbits of how we met, but let's go ahead. And we've talked about how we've met before in previous episodes.
I feel like we've talked about it in depth.
Yeah, we have. So just real quick, we met at a beer Olympics. It was summer of 2019, July 20th, 2019, the hottest day of summer in Norfolk, Virginia at the time.
Yeah, I was sweating.
Yeah, and I think I brought over 36, 40 Bold Rocks.
It was the hat, though. Your little...
The hat? Or I thought it was the bow.
Oh, the bow!
I was on the pink team. It was the Beer Olympics. I was on Team Pink, and I had a pink bow in my hair. Yep. And, she was on one of my good friends' teams, and what really did it was the Ice Cube tray game, I'm sure.
What happened? Yeah, but what are you talking about?
I was so good.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh.
No, you were just cute, and what a wild night. Like, honestly, if we think about it, like, oh my God.
It was a wild night. I mean, so we met, at first it was just kind of...
We were too nervous to talk to each other. Because, I don't know, I can't speak for you, but you had added me on Facebook before, and I was like,
oh, she's cute. Yeah. Add her.
Well, that's what I thought too. I was like, oh shit, he's cute. And then I was like looking, I'm like, okay, he's single, and pretty sure you were the only single guy that was going.
Jeff was single.
Well, the only one that I was interested in. And so I was like, okay, he's cute. And then I was like nervous, but yeah, what a wild night. If we seriously think about it, it was just wild.
It was a crazy night for sure.
So we were added each other on Facebook. We didn't talk, actually. We just added.
No, we did.
Yeah. And I honestly, at first, I was like, oh my gosh, he added me. And then I went and looked, and you had 1,600 friends. I was like, well, that doesn't mean anything. So don't get your hopes up, Ciara.
Okay, well, what I don't like too is...
Oh, yeah, we talked about this.
That you would have said, if I would have messaged you, you'd have been like, well, there goes that.
Yes, because if you would have messaged me on Facebook Messenger,
yes,
I feel like that takes out the effort. So if you weren't going to put in the effort to either ask for my phone number that night or get it from Janice, I feel like that shows a little bit of disinterest and just shows a personality trait that
yeah, this motherfucker's shy.
No, it's not even that. It's a laziness or just a not interested or not putting in effort into a relationship.
Don't message people on Facebook.
Yeah.
Try and get their numbers from their friends.
Yeah. Or them. But thankfully, I think I put my phone number in your phone.
Yeah.
That night. And then I actually, so you came back to my house.
Yep.
And then I drove you back the next day.
Yeah.
And then... Because your phone died, right?
Yeah, my phone died. I didn't have my wallet.
Yeah.
I had nothing on me.
Gosh, and then my poor roommate, so my other roommate, Jackie, the first time she met you, you were in your swim trunks because we were doing a water beer Olympics and you had no shirt on and she's probably like, what the hell's going on? And it was like 1 o'clock in the morning. And then, so you had nothing on you and I had to drive you all the way back to your house.
Yep.
Ugh, that was so bad.
Yeah, you got lost in the tiny neighborhood that it was.
Babe, I was hungover. But then now that was sweet. So again, I don't know if I can speak for you, but so as soon as I walked in, it was I don't want to say butterflies because that just sounds schoolgirlish. But I was like, oh my gosh, totally different than anyone I'd ever met. and like seen at first. Like I've never had that like instant thing. So that just made it all worse for me. Like I was way more nervous.
Yeah.
And then thankfully we had drinks, but
yeah, I was gonna say, thankfully I was drinking that day, because if I wasn't, I'm not too sure I would have talked to you as much as I did.
Yeah, and then I would have thought you weren't interested in me. I'd be like, see, he's not talking to me. Because, like, not to, like, toot my own horn or anything, but that was the thing. Like, when I was single, I was, like, such a big flirt. What's the word? Like, a tease, I guess.
Uh-huh.
And I'll admit it, I was bad. But I would literally just want them to, like, pay attention to me. I know, sounds so bad. I don't care. I'll be shallow. But I just wanted people, like, the guys to pay attention to me that were single. Like, don't get me wrong, I knew boundaries. And I never, like, entertained or, like, talked to multiple guys at once, even though I very well could have. It was too much to handle. So, so I just didn't. And plus, you know, if they, like, texted me, like, constantly, I'd be like, bro, leave me alone. Like, I have to, like, do my own thing. But so I would, like, want their attention, and I would flirt with them all night. And then I would be like, all right, well, I'm going back to my own house. Bye.
You used to do your...
Oh, my Irish exit?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And then they text me, where'd you go? I'm like, I'm in my bed. Like, and I do feel bad because there was this one guy. So I was kind of interested in this other guy, and we were out at the shack, and the other guy that I was interested in and who was supposedly interested in me, like we had been talking a little bit, he kind of like blew me off. He was a SEAL. So he was going out later, you know, he was deploying or whatever. So his head was like, whatever, he didn't care. But to like 24-year-old Ciara, that was like heart crushing. I was like, okay, asshole, like you ruined my night. So I was like in a bad mood. And there was he was on a different SEAL team, but he was there too. And I guess at the time he had just turned 21. And he just like kept staring at me. And I was just pissed off. Like I was in a bad mood. And so finally I looked at him. I was like, what? But he was in our group too. So I'm never like rude like this. And he was like, you just have the most beautiful smile I've ever seen. I was like, I'm frowning. I don't know what you're talking about. Like I was such a bitch. And then he took the effort and asked for my number. I said, sure, go ahead and give it to him. And then I found out he was 21. And I was like, oh, you're too young. Like my ex-boyfriend, like before you, like my actual boyfriend, he was very immature. And he was older than me. So I was like, I'm not dealing with that. Like I already assumed like 21, like he's a child, you know? So, but he actually wasn't. He was actually really mature. I mean, he was a SEAL. I should have known. And this poor guy, like he set up multiple dates and I just didn't show up. And I've never done that. And
you ghosted him multiple times.
I did. And he would show up to the restaurants and I'm terrible. And then I was single for 2 years after that too. So I was like, it's my karma. Like, this is what I get. But
and then you got me.
Yeah, and then I got you. I paid my dues for the 6 times I stood up that poor man.
Oh. Yeah, so I mean, it all worked out in the end, right? You know, my online dating didn't work, and I was able to meet you, and...
Yeah, so now I don't ever have to worry about you cheating through a dating app.
Yeah.
And that is funny. We do joke about that, too. It's like, aren't you worried that Eric's traveling? I'm like, not at all. Like, I'm so glad that you don't realize that you are like a total package, because, yeah, then I might be worried. But
yeah, no, I definitely don't have the confidence that some of my friends have. I've got this one friend back home who is actually just like Mark, Filipino and all.
Yeah.
And he is the most confident, outgoing person I know.
Yeah.
And, you know, this whole thing came up. Mark, I apologize. I was joking the hell out of Mark at our last card night.
Because his girlfriend didn't show?
He met this girl organically.
Oh.
And, you know, she was supposed to come to the card night, and she didn't. And I was just joking him so bad. And I'm sure there's perfect reason.
Nah.
But I just
that's the thing. If a girl wants to be with someone like you, babe, like I said I couldn't stand when guys would like text me constantly. I'm like, leave me alone. And then like when you and I started talking, like we talked kind of like all day.
Yeah.
And it didn't bother me. Like I used to get so excited. And like anytime my phone would go off, I'm like, ooh. And then like if it wasn't you, I'd be like, ah. But it's like if a girl wanted to, I would stay up. Like, I'm tired.
Yeah.
I'm a sleepy girl.
I mean, you and me, we would stay up until 2, 3, 4 a.m. kind of just talking in bed. Yep.
Yeah. So it's like if a girl and guy too, if they're that interested, they'll make it happen.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was like a work thing. I'm just saying like
there are plenty of good reasons to be busy, but
yeah. But if it was like I had other plans or something else, like, I had to give my goldfish a bath. I don't know.
Give my goldfish a bath. Okay.
I'm just saying.
So online dating, you've got nothing against it.
Yeah, totally. I mean, do what you want.
Yeah.
It's all up there, but...
Yeah, so my thought behind it is there is definitely a site for everybody. And there's so many different sites out there that you have to use them for kind of what they're meant for. Like, obviously, Tinder and Christian Mingle are not meant for the same thing.
No.
So I think if you use them the right way, that they definitely work.
Yeah. I think your grandpa met his second wife on a dating app or a dating app.
Yeah, and we all know how that worked out.
Yep. So sometimes it's not the best.
Yeah. Just like the motorcycle, apparently.
Gosh, right?
So when it comes to online dating versus organically, there are so many opportunities no matter what you choose. There's someone out there for everybody. And if you have the patience like me.
Like you didn't have patience? Okay, hold on. Back it up. So you became single in what, like January?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you got on a dating website in February when you got back from Spain. Like literally as soon as you got back from Spain, you're like, time to log in. Right?
Yeah.
So you weren't patient? I was patient. I waited 3 years.
If you're patient like Ciara.
Oh my gosh.
Or if you're a go-getter like me.
Well, no. Turd. I said the next one, like the next serious one was going to be the last one.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't doing that shit again.
Yep. And if it didn't work out, you were going to go in the woods in a tiny home.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, if you're patient or if you're a go-getter, whatever, you just never know where you might meet somebody. Could be Beer Olympics, could be, your next sports game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A plane,
yeah.
Airplane.
Could be anywhere. So we hope you all enjoyed this episode. If you have any other topics, please feel free to reach out to us on our social media at ACS Entertainment LLC. Be sure to check out our YouTube channel. We've been slacking. We've still got the children's lullabies going every Wednesday, but I need to catch up on my motivational tunes and ASMR sounds.
We've got a lot going on.
So much. And make sure you click that link in our Instagram bio to check out those earthly products. Be sure to tune in soon for another new episode of He Said, She Said.
Oh, and last update, I am officially done with school.
Oh, yep.
I got my diploma today, so woohoo!
Certified natural health professional.
Dang right.
Yep, so more of that to come.
Yep. 2023 is going to be a good year.
Yeah. Do you have anything to add?
Catch you on the flip side next week.